Good afternoon. It's a Wednesday afternoon, and it's great, sunny here in Lexington, Kentucky. And I hope it's okay with you guys and wherever you are. Um, at least you're having a good afternoon of your own. But well, here we are. I'm glad to see there. Hope a bunch of you are here. And but if you're not, you could always check the replay on YouTube, and I hope you may want to go back to on this one more and more. The it's I'm going to be covering some material that is I'm still going to be covering some basic principles that may not seem like such monumental concepts, but they make a great deal of impact on drawing and your poses. I'm going to, well, let's see. Who am I? I'm John Celestri. I'm Dr. John. And why am I a doctor? Well, I earned my doctorate of animation through my 45 plus years of professional old school animation and comic book experience. So, yeah, I've got a doctorate. But anyway, so those are my qualifications. If you don't know, I animated Boba Fett in the Star Wars Holiday Special. I animated on Dragon's Lair and Space Ace and He-Man and She-Ra and Rock and Rule and all kinds of other shows and commercials. So for the next 30 minutes, the doctor is in. And here we are. Hi. So I see we've got one or two people here, and let's see, who are they? Where are they? And let's see, where are we? Louis, yo, how you doing, sir? Glad you came. You can drop by, and I hope this will be very informative for you. And if you got questions as we go along, just please let me know. So let's see here. Before I get started, I've got an Indiegogo campaign going, and with Bloodwing Angel Chronicles, and we just got over. We've just crossed the 60% mark. It's a really good, even if I say so myself, I think it's a unique comic book. It's got everything that you could possibly want in a comic book. But the most important thing is that it's not your usual. I mean, it's got supernatural material. It's got it's kind of an old school vibe to it. It's got an underground vibe to it from the 1960s kind of irreverent vibe. It's got my touches of animation, way my old school style, and it's very heavy metal type of material. So it's irreverent in many ways. So check it out. There's a link, or you can go to Indiegogo and just you could type in Bloodwing Angel Chronicles, and it's book 2. And so give it a shot. But I also want to make mention that we are now part of at least this show is part of the Rising Tide broadcast, and it's about as the motto says, a rising tide raises all ships, and that's true. That's one of the purposes of this show, and all of the material that I've posted online in my YouTube channel is all about giving you information, information from my experience on how to draw, how to make the most of your abilities as a artist, as a creator, and check out my other videos. There's a lot of material there, um, and so that's what we've got for my channel. As part of the Rising Tide, we've got from Mondays, Wednesdays, and Friday mornings is the beautiful Brian K. Morris with his Never Mind the Furthermore show, and he's the brains behind the Rising Tide broadcast network. So he's one of the hardest working men in independent creativity. So he's got his shows. He's got not just the Nevermind, the Furthermore, but he's also got others, and they're on either various times and throughout the week. There's also on Tuesdays and Thursdays is TED Talks with Ted Davies, and he brings in all sorts of creatives and other people who will talk through the process of creating their work and how you can also learn from them. There's the Dastardly Dingoes podcast on Tuesday nights with all kinds of characters out of Kentucky. Not that that's anything special about Kentucky, but you're going to enjoy the Dastardly Dingoes. And then on Saturday nights is From the Desk of a Small Press Publisher, which is Joe D. McPhee. And he brings out all kinds of people in the independent comic book realm. So those are samples of the shows that the network is part of, and what this show is part of. And so check them out, and on with this show. So let me get here. Okay, so today I'm going to be talking about some basic elements that of now in animation we call it squash and stretch, but it's the idea of forces and exerted on forms. Now, how does that how is that relevant to posing? You'll say. Well, let's try this here. If I could do this here. Now, here we have our finger. Oh, I'll get it there. Okay. Now, as you can note, here you got your straight. There it is, straight here. Okay. As I put pressure on this, you'll note there's a squash going on of this flesh. That is a force exerted onto a form. Now, when you're drawing fingers, you are either going to have a feeling of plasticity or flesh, or it's going to be plastic or metal. So you really have to know how to convey a drawing, what's going on with the hand, with the flesh. I mean, I could do this, and it's plastic. It's not a hard encased, a form. So therefore, when we have squash and stretch, we're going. There's all kinds of stuff that we can do. for making facial expressions when you're giving, making a pose. Now, for example, when I do that, once again, there's an expression because I'm stretching the eyes. When I'm doing this, I'm really furrowing the brow, and you can see the lines go up, but there are forces here. So anyway, I'm going to do some drawings, and we'll just talk them through, and then you can, let me know in your comments if you need some more information. Let me see if anybody is here. Okay. All right. We're going to carry on. Um, let's go to this here. Okay. Let me to this point of the, oh, yeah, wrong. Where is my, okay, here we go. So, I'm just going to drop me down a little bit so you don't see the bottom of my head here. It's not necessary to see me there. So, anyway, so let's say you have a form that's it's just a circle, okay? Now, there are two ways that here it's very much of a, I'm going to put it on the ground here. There is, it's at rest. Nothing's happened to it. So let's see what happens if you just put a force that comes down on there. Well, that can happen. Suddenly it's squashing something, but it's not squashing equal, in equal, a form like this. That's not what's happening. This is for a force that's going directly into that shape, and it's almost trying to cut it in half into two pieces. If it was strong enough, it would slice, and then you'd have that. Now, if you have a character is I was going to say here. Okay. If you are, as I said, here's your finger, and then as you melt, as you squash and put and lever it down this way, here's how here you are with a squash, and the flesh is moving. Now you notice it's not the flesh is not moving here because there's a bone. It's going a lever here. That's your bone here. This is your flesh. Um, let me get a something that might be even more, interesting. Um, here we have, let's say, you've got a hand. As a banana finger's hand, okay, and it's just raised to the shoulder, okay, and then when he flexes it, there's your muscle again. Now I'm going to do some other, I'll put up another layer here. And okay, so now I'm going to go and let's let's see if there's anybody here that's got some any okay comments here. Oh, Frada CR. Hi, how you doing? Glad you showed up. Well, not like this is some class that I'm taking attendance. No. Hi. Okay. Get back here to this. The one of the things I will do. Let's start. Okay, here's another element here. If you have somebody who is just standing at rest, basically just standing with his arm around here. If he's going to try and be a show off a little bit, he might do puffing up his chest a bit. And that's an expansion. Let's get another one on here, another layer here. Okay. This here, let's just do some when we have we have forces that move across against a form. Well, there's also directional forces. So how something is in movement. For example, when you have if you want to do a drawing of somebody running, okay, it's not a matter that you pose it. It's like saying, um, let me get to you here. It's not like you're saying, okay, I'm going to pose something, so therefore I've got to move my hand over here, and then I've got to pose my hand over there, and then I'm going to do my drawing, and I've got to make sure I've got to hold that pose. Well, holding, all you're doing is being very stiff. What you want is your drawing should feel like you've just captured it in mid action. And the way you do that is by understanding, drawing your forces that that actually describe the movement. Now, yeah, again, it's forces and forms. When you're drawing, you either think in terms of forces that exert over the form, or you just think of the form itself. Now, when you're doing some sort of posing, when I'm animating, and this is how I draw all the time, I'm always thinking about what is the action that I'm trying to convey and capture. And let's see what we got here. Evie, hello, Evie. Yes, like capturing a moving object in a photograph. Yes, absolutely. And that's what an animator does. You draw, you analyze the movement, and then you draw the feeling for it. So let me get back to this particular pose, and I'll show you where we are on this here. Let me just let's say, for example, and we'll just bear with me here. Now, I could either well, let's just do a bit, a stick figure here, okay? Now, I can either just try and position a hand and something, and then sort of, um, you know, say, all right, he is drawing like that. Well, I'm positioning everything. Whereas, with this particular way, with with my with my with an animator's point of view, you're thinking first, okay, you've got your shoulders, okay, and let's just do a three-quarter view here, okay. One of the things is that you've got a here I am trying to think about. I'm just trying to feel it. And we've talked about this before in terms of feeling my poses. Um, I'll just kind of like I'll think, okay, shoulder. The shoulder is going to be here, and sometimes you've got to um, just keep on working it. I'm not thinking about the form as such. I'm thinking about where is the action here. We've got a situation where shoulders are the ones that are moving the force of the body. There's a torque that goes on between the the um, the left side and the right side, and the right side and the left side. It's very similar to the system. This area is called the scissor system. Okay, with when you try to open scissors, that's how that works. They don't stay, right side to right side and left side to left side. No, they have to snap together. And so think of it from that point of view, you know, left side shoulder, right side leg, and so vice versa. Let's see. Um, okay. Um, so so in terms of the balancing and all of that, there's the mechanical part of this. With For me, again, if I wanted to throw a punch, let's say, if I want to show a sword being slashed, okay, well, a lot of times you've got to understand where the movement is and where the force is, and how strong you're trying to make that impression of the blade. I'm just thinking, where is the shoulder, forearm, hands are here. There's going to be something that's be balancing out here. Um, where's it's not just a matter of the blade coming down, but where's the body in all of this? And you have to feel the movement, and understand where everything is in relationship to one another. Again, you could see I've just drawn this line here because this is where there's a pressure going up against the butt here. The torque of the torso is coming down as he's moving forward. It's kind of like again, it's a baseball a batter. I'm thinking the buttocks is here. It's hitting down, and therefore it's going to a little squash. Well, you've got the knee bend. The knee is bending because your hips are are leaning against your knee. Same way the torso is coming down. So here you have a line of action going. There's also, again, I can take this pose and then throw any kind of design on top of it, but that design is going to be affected by these forces. Let's see. Do we have? Am I clear? Yeah, I know it's. We all want to make pretty pictures, and we want to know how do you make these drawings, move, and you can have very excellent what's the word pinup poses, or again, you can have pinup pages where you've got a character that's kind of like, it's the hand is over here, and there's something's there. But even the best pinups were the early Marvel books and poses by Jack Kirby. Everything was in movement. It was in motion, but there was a lot of torque, a lot of line of action going on. Let's see if I could do my best. Let me see if I could do a decent Spider-Man pose. I never draw him, so let's see what happens. Okay. To me, one of the best ones was let's erase this. Again, you could do anything lay in any type of form that you want on top of these forces, but at least you will have an interesting pose that's dynamic. And I'm only doing this here. This is a very fast, concept sketch, but that's what a lot of this is. So I'm going to save this here, and I guess we're getting close to, we're at the 30-minute mark, and the thing that I like is that I want to keep these sessions to about 30, no more than 30 minutes, because at a certain point, that's all I can get across is a simple idea. And this is the basic idea that I want to say. think in terms of lines of action, forces against form, but draw the impression. This is just an impression. What you've got here is no more than that. But it tells the story of something. It tells a story. So if you have anything to ask here at this point, now's the time to ask it. um, I would say, and the forces don't have to be all dynamic action. You can do a lot of things with very simple expressions that are subtle, but yet the subtlety is there, but there is a dynamic aspect to it. Otherwise, it will read only very, what's the word? Um, it'd be very bland if there is not enough of there's a certain amount of expressiveness and caricaturedness, which is what comic books, animation, this is what we're doing. The most interesting material to look at is not just a realistic depiction of something. It's your impression of what you're trying to get across, and that's what comic books, animation, whatever you want to call, that is what it's all about to me. So with that, I'll bid you, thank you for showing up. I want to do more drawings like this because I like to just play with this. Now, if you notice, for this here, I've gotten basically, it's a page layout for a comic book size piece, but I'm just trying to give you a familiar territory to work with. So anyway, thanks for showing up. We'll have another one next week at this same time. And Evie, Frater, and Louis, thanks very much for showing up. And I hope this has been very informative for you. So, Evie, you're very welcome. And she says thank you. Oh, Evie, where are you coming in from? Are you here in in North America? Are you someplace else? Just to type in an answer, please. And Frater and Luis, I know that you're on different time zones from where I am. So once again, I thank you very much for showing up. And until then, oh, you're on the East Coast? Well, cool. So am I. Take care. And so once again, check out my Bloodwing Angel Chronicles. It's a very enticing story about an angel who has been an innocent angel who has been betrayed and is now in an altered universe, and she has to struggle to survive amongst demons, sinners, and living dead. So take care and check that out. Yes, Evie, I see, of the US. Yes, the East Coast. Yes, that's great. Yes. Take care and goodbye for now. Ciao.